No, I was waiting for you to make me host, Aleda. Okay. And okay, so do you have a copy of this case, Aleda, to put on the screen, on the share screen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, great. All right. So, Mr. Rodriguez, are you Ruben Rodriguez? I need you an answer, Mr. Rodriguez.
I couldn't hear you, Your Honor.
Okay, are you Ruben Rodriguez?
Yes, I am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am.
You've been charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated as a second offense. The range of punishment for that is up to 30 days up to 1 year in Bexar County Jail. You can see that document on the screen, right? And a fine
Yes,
up
I
to
can.
$4,000. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
All right. Um, and the information, we're proceeding on the information as it was presented. Is that right, Mr. King?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So you had an opportunity to review this document entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights, Mr. Rodriguez. Is that right?
Yes. Yes, Your
And you
Honor.
could ask your attorney any questions you had after you reviewed it while you were reviewing it, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now we're going to go to page 2 where it says defendant's signature. Did you sign that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cisneros, I don't see your signature.
Oh, my goodness. Your Honor, I thought I had signed everything. I dropped them off at the courthouse Friday, I think it was, and I thought I had signed everything. I can go by the courthouse in a few minutes and sign them.
Okay. All right. Well, you are on the record saying that you intended to sign it, so we'll let you come by and sign it to make it good,
Thank,
okay? All right.
thank you.
All right. So you understand, Mr. Rodriguez, that by signing this document, you are giving up your right to a jury trial, your right to remain silent, as well as all those other rights listed on this document.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. If you have an agreement with the state and I follow it, but then later on you change your mind, you want to take back your plea, you would need my permission to do that, but I do not have to give that permission. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If I assess a harsher punishment than what you have agreed to, then you can take back your plea, and nothing that you've said or signed for today's hearing can be used against you. Now, if you were to plead no contest to this offense, I still can find you guilty of this offense. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cisneros, have you had an opportunity to discuss a charge with Mr. Rodriguez?
I have, Your Honor.
In your opinion, does he have a factual as well as a rational understanding of the charge?
I believe that he does, Your Honor.
Has he been able to assist you in his defense?
He has.
All right, I approve the waiver. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. We've agreed to a DWI first.
Oh,
when fi-
okay, so then the offense is amended to DWI first?
yeah, so I need to submit the supplemental um, documentation to that.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
All right, and so you're waiving count 1 and proceeding on count 2. What exactly is the amendment?
It'll be a DWI first, Your Honor.
Okay,
Waive the enhancement.
all right. And
But I'll
See,
need the defendant to sign that, Your Honor, when I do it by Adobe Sign. So I'll need to get, there's some kind of some confusion. Can he do it in English even though the plea paperwork is in Spanish?
yes,
I'm not sure.
actually, we
Okay.
need both because for the record, we can only use English.
Okay.
But we also need it in Spanish for him because, but no, not Mr. Rodriguez. He speaks English, right?
Yes.
Mr.
Oh, okay.
Rodriguez does not need an interpreter.
Okay.
All right, so I need to correct the record, Mr. Rodriguez. The range of punishment is different for a DWI first. So do you have any objection to that amendment, Mr. Cisneros?
No objections, Your Honor.
Okay. So instead of the range of punishment being what I told you a minute ago, it's actually from a minimum of 72 hours up to 180 days in Bexar County Jail. So there's a lot of difference there. And or a fine up to $2,000. You understand that, Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, so at this time, the agreement was what, Mr. King?
DWI first, Your Honor,
And what is the plea agreement?
and then 12 months over 12 months of probation, $600 fine, probate 300 of that, court cost, 48 hours of community service, DWI intervention, DIP, the IP, TAP evaluation, ignition interlock for one half of the term, $60 restitution to Texas DPS, and a $50 Crime Stopper fee.
Mr. Cisneros, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Rodriguez, to the offense of driving while intoxicated as a first offense as a Class B misdemeanor, how do you plead, sir?
He's going to
Guilty.
plead no contest, Your Honor.
Oh, no
No
contest?
contest? All right. Is anybody forcing you to enter this plea, Mr. Rodriguez?
No, Your Honor.
Are you doing this of your own free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will accept your plea. I'm going to assess a $600 fine. However, $300 of that is probated plus court costs. Sentence you to 12 months Bexar County Jail, but that is probated for 12 months. 48 hours community service. The DWI intervention program, DIP, TAP evaluation, ignition interlock on your vehicle for one half your term of probation, and pay $60 restitution to DPS and a $50 Crime Stoppers fee. Is there anything further from defense?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything further from the state?
Nothing further, Your Honor, but I would like a minute, if I could, with Mr. Cisneros to get email addresses and whatnot to submit the amended information.
All right. We'll go ahead and finish this, and then you all can meet in a breakout room, and we'll
Briefly.
wait
Thank
to
you.
get.
And is someone going to give my client instructions, Your Honor, about meeting with the probation office?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so, Mr. Rodriguez, I have followed your agreement. That means you do not have a right to appeal. You should have filled out a personal data sheet, and I am looking at it. Do you swear that everything here is true and correct to the best of your knowledge, sir? Mr. Rodriguez, can you hear me? Mr. Rodriguez, can you
Yeah,
hear me?
but you're breaking out, Your Honor.
Oh, I don't know what.
Yes, I can now.
Okay. So you, I have followed your agreement, sir. That means you do not have a right to appeal. But furthermore, I need to ask you about your personal data sheet. I am looking
Yeah,
at it. It
I
looks
understand
pretty complete. Do you swear that everything here is true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. At this time, we're going to adjourn this hearing. I'm going to ask you and your attorney to meet with Mr. Richardson in a breakout room, and he's going to give you some important information on how to proceed and what to expect. And so this, your lawyer got you a very good resolution, sir. And I hope that you have a good future. I want to wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, Your
So
Honor.
I'm going to ask you all to watch your screens and join the breakout room. You're going to get a prompt in a moment that says join breakout room, whatever number that is. Mr. Richardson will join you there. And then I want you all to wait around, or at least your lawyer to wait around, and you too, Mr. Rodriguez, to clear up some things with Mr. King, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. Good luck.
Hit the breakout room, please. Mr. King,
Yes.
are we in a
No,
breakout room already or
No,
what?
Mr. King is
No.
going to do one more plea,
Oh,
and then
okay.
that's why I'm asking you all to wait for him, because he needs to get these other two pleas done, and then he'll be
Thank you.
joining you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank
And I'll be
you.
right in after that too as well.
I'm sorry. Okay. The next one we're going to do is Mr. Roundtree. Yours was Mr. Adolfo Espinosa. Can y'all hear me? I don't know why I'm
Judge,
having-
that's mine.
Okay.
I can hear you, Judge. This is Tim Roundtree. Can you hear me?
And you're here on Mr. Adolfo Espinosa?
I am, Judge. And
Okay.
could I have about 30 seconds with Mr. King in the breakout room? Just ask him one quick question.
All right, let me just go through. I've got one more, I think. Mr. Peters, are you here on Martinez or Novak?
Garcia, Judge. She's the
Okay.
add-on.
Garcia. I don't have that one. Okay, well, we're gonna have to, I'm gonna have to find that one. And so,
Okay.
Mr. King, will you, join Mr. Roundtree in a breakout room? And
I
then you
will.
can- Okay,
Judge, I also needed to confer briefly with Mr. King, if that's possible.
okay, sure, not a problem. So we'll go ahead and, Mr. Roundtree will go first, and then, Mr. Peters, and we'll get those done, and then Mr. Cisneros is waiting for Mr. King also. Okay,
Judge, I won't be very long.
not a problem. Okay, you should be getting that breakout room any second.
I got it.
Thank you.
Judge, the case on Jeanette, I have it here, but I had it that it was signed by Judge Raymond Angelini back on December 8th.
Oh,
And I'm trying to see if I can download it to send it to you, but it's not letting me. I don't know. I'm still playing with it, but yeah.
oh, that's
But I could have it on the screen. I wanted to see if I could send it to you.
okay. All right. Well, we have a little time while they confer. So Miss Garcia is here, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. I'm going to go to Adobe Sign. I'll be back in just a minute. Y'all can see me, but I'm going to be looking at another screen. So I will be right back.
did you get it, Judge?
I'm going to, I'll look right now, because I'm thinking that's probably where I'm getting it, right? Let's see. Yeah, it looks
Yes.
like it. Okay.
Your Honor, this is Tim Roundtree, and I'm back.
Okay, let me come back.
And
And you're
I just
okay,
Go ahead.
Your Honor. I just wanted to clarify a thing on the last case, and if you want to bring back in Mr. Cisneros, I don't understand why would I have to amend the charging information because it was already charged as a DWI, right? And I was just waived the enhancement and all that and proceed on the DWI first. So I really wouldn't be changing that much with that. I'm not changing it to an obstruction.
Okay, so you're just waiving the enhancement, basically.
Right. So,
Okay.
I mean, I'm not enhancing on the second or the 0.15. I'm
Right,
just waiving all that and saying we're just going on a first.
okay. So the only difference is the range of punishment, and that's on the record, that is
Right.
correct now. Okay, so then we're done with that, right?
Yes, I think we are, but I just need to let Mr. Cisneros know so he's not waiting around.
Oh, okay, yes, okay. Is Mr. Cisneros back, or is he in the?
No, he's in the breakout room waiting for me.
Okay, all
So
right.
let me let him know.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Judge Saldaña, on mine, it is going to be an obstruction. I believe we signed the paperwork quite some time ago. Hopefully you have that packet.
I just now got it from Aleda, and I was looking at it, and it was during the time that Judge Angelini was filling in for me.
Hmm.
No, that's on another case, Judge.
That's on
I think-
another case? Oh.
Yeah, well, Jeanette Garcia belongs to Mr. Peters.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Getting this confused. Okay, Mr. Roundtree, yours is Mr. Espinosa, right?
Correct.
Okay, and I see that obstruction. Okay,
Okay.
I'll just tell you right up front. I like to do those obstruction of roadway. It's just
Yes.
a little different section, but
Yep.
it's more beneficial to the client. So I
I
always do
appreciate
those.
that, Judge. I have known you always to do that, and I do appreciate it. I
I
kind
know
of wish the state would just do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, people are like, don't understand why I do it, but I learned early on that it makes a big difference in their record, so.
It does.
All right.
It
All right,
does.
Your Honor. I'm ready.
All right, well, let's go ahead and proceed with Mr. Espinosa, I guess. All right, this is, Mr. Espinosa, would you please, where are you?
And that would be the Spanish speaking.
Okay, Mr. Espinosa, okay, we need an interpreter for that. Okay, so
Here you are.
do you, Ms. Abrams, do you need to talk to him before we proceed, or can you just,
Yeah. Are you going to enable the function for the interpreter, Your Honor?
Yes. I'm gonna
Okay.
do that right now.
Señor Espinosa, ¿me escucha?
What, one
Sí, le
second.
escucho.
Su audiencia va a ser en español, ¿verdad?
Sí,
Ok, en un momento, ¿está en un teléfono o en una computadora?
estoy en la tableta.
Una tableta. Bueno, en la parte de abajo, en un momentito más, van a aparecer como 3 puntos. Va a decir más o more. Y va a tener que picarle ahí, seleccionar idiomas o lenguaje. Y después otra vez seleccionar español y otra vez seleccionar done o ok para que se prenda esa función. Ya una vez que está esa función prendida, usted va a estar en el canal de español y me va a escuchar usted a mí en español, ¿ok?
Ah, ¿me lo podría repetir, por favor, más despacio?
Ok. En la parte de abajo de la pantalla va a haber 3 puntitos
Sí,
que dice más o more.
ok.
Le va a picar ahí y va a ver que dice lenguaje o interpretación o idioma. ¿Lo ve?
No, solo me aparece
Bueno,
chat.
ok, en un momentito más va a salir porque todavía no prenden la función. Una vez que la prendan, ahorita la están prendiendo, va a poder ver esa opción de lenguaje o interpretación o idioma. Le va
Sí,
a
ya lo
picar
estoy
ahí,
viendo.
ok,
Ok.
le va a picar ahí, va a seleccionar español y
Ok.
después de seleccionar español tiene que decir done o ok o algo como para aprenderlo. ¿Lo ve?
Perfecto.
Bueno, ahorita ya me voy yo al canal de español.
Ahora sí le escucho. Sí, ya escucho. Sí,
Okay,
ya no le
great.
escucho.
All right,
Ok, ya.
so I'm not always sure I'm following the
Ok.
steps correctly. Okay. All right, so let's ask Ms. Abrams to please raise your right hand. Do you swear? Do you swear that you will interpret from English to Spanish and Spanish to English to the best of your ability? So help you God. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to ask Mr. Espinosa Ortiz, do you swear that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sí, su señoría.
Thank you, sir. You may lower your hand. This is cause number 583-527, the state of Texas versus Adolfo Espinosa. Counsel, please make your announcements.
Jeff King on behalf of the state, Your Honor.
Tim Roundtree on behalf of Mr. Espinosa.
Okay, well, Aleda, do you have the English waiver on this?
No, Your Honor, I was just chatting with Mr. King that I only have the Spanish version.
Judge, we
Okay.
did the English one a long time ago, probably.
Well, I guess we'll go through it and then we will get the paperwork caught up with this.
That's fine.
All right, so
I'm pretty certain we signed all of it, Judge.
Mr. Espinosa, are you a U.S. citizen, sir?
No, soy residente permanente.
Okay. So, and your name is Adolfo Espinosa?
Sí, sí lo es.
All right. You've been accused of the offense of obstruction of a highway as a Class B misdemeanor. And you see on the screen in Spanish that the range of punishment for this is up to 180 days in Bexar County Jail and or a fine up to $2,000, correct?
Sí, sí lo veo.
All right. So you
Your
had
Honor,
an
if I may.
opportunity to look at this in Spanish, and then you understand that there will be one in English that will be for the record with the court, right? And you will be signing that also. All right. So
Perfecto.
Your Honor, if I
you're
might
going to look
interrupt.
at page 2 where it says Adolfo Espinosa acusado. Did you sign this, sir?
Así es.
Do you understand that by signing this document, you are waiving your right to a jury trial, your right to remain silent, and then all those other rights listed in that document?
Sí lo entiendo.
If you have an agreement with the state and I follow it, but then later tonight or tomorrow you change your mind and you want to take back your plea, do you understand that you need my permission to do that? But I do not have to give that permission. Do you understand that, sir?
Sí lo entiendo.
All right. If I assess a punishment that is harsher than what you have agreed to, then you can take back your plea and nothing that you've said or signed for today's hearing can be used against you. All right.
Sí lo entiendo.
And thank you, sir. So, Mr. Roundtree, have you had an opportunity to discuss the charge with Mr. Espinosa? Oh, before I go any further, even though he is a resident, I'm going to give him the admonitions just to be on the safe side. I think that's being in abundance of caution, but just to be safe. So I just want to say to Mr. Espinosa, do you also understand that if you are not a citizen of the United States of America, a plea of no contest or guilty to the offense charged may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, and or the denial of naturalization under federal law? Do you understand that, sir?
Sí, lo entiendo.
Have you had an opportunity to talk about these potential consequences with an attorney?
Sí, ya lo hemos revisado.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, so Mr. Roundtree, have you had an opportunity to discuss a charge with Mr. Espinosa?
I have, Your Honor, and he consulted with an immigration attorney,
I
Mrs.
don't know what
Shan.
happened to your audio, Mr. Roundtree.
Well, how about now? Is this...
All right.
I can hear him fine, Your Honor.
Okay, do you see where you can have a choice between English and Spanish, Mr. Roundtree? You need to check the English.
How about now, Judge?
No, that's not coming
Nope.
through.
Nope. How about now, Judge? No.
I don't know.
I can hear him,
I don't
Your
know
Honor.
if it's the internet or if it's not on the right interpretation.
No hay
We'll
problema.
give you a choice.
I
and
can
you
hear
will-
him too.
You can hear him? Oh,
Judge,
okay.
can everyone hear me now
I
except
can't.
the judge?
Yes.
Let me see if is it
Okay.
something I
Yo lo
did,
puedo
Ms.
escuchar.
Abrams? Let me see.
Sí, yo lo
I've
escucho
got-
bien.
Okay, Mr. Roundtree, say something, please.
Your Honor, how about now? Can you hear me
That's
now?
perfect. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Well, that's
All right.
good. I had said a few other things that
Sí, sí,
I
lo escucho.
don't think you had heard.
Okay.
That's okay. So Mr. Espinosa did confer with Shannon Salmon Haas, who is an immigration attorney, about the possible immigration consequences, and she advised him of those. He is well aware of those.
Okay.
And Your Honor, I do think this started off as a DWI, so I do think we need to ask the state if they would amend the information in this case for the obstruction. I don't
Yes.
think we did that.
That's correct. Yes, Mr. King. Are we proceeding on the obstruction of a highway or DWI?
We're proceeding on obstruction, Your Honor.
All right.
That's what I was trying to clarify with Mr. Roundtree even earlier too, because I don't have a copy of the documentation, so I don't know if it's been filed or not. Same way as the English,
Okay.
because it's such an okay. So if it's not been done, I don't have a problem doing that.
All right. So I am going to amend obstruction of a highway to obstruction of a roadway. Anybody object to that?
No objection, Your
No,
Honor.
Your Honor.
All right. All right. So, Mr. Roundtree, you have had an opportunity to discuss the charge with Mr. Espinosa, right?
I have. He understands what obstruction of a highway is and understands the consequences of his plea.
Okay. Has he been able to assist you in his defense?
He has.
All right. I approve the waiver. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. We are abandoning the count 1 and moving on obstruction of a highway, 18 months of deferred adjudication, an $800 fine, court cost, 48 hours of community service, DWI education, DIP, and ATP evaluation, ignition interlock for half the term, restitution, if any, to Alan Garza and Terry Garcia. And we are also TIC case number 425883, Your Honor. And I have already submitted a dismissal for that, so it should already be in front of you and Aleda.
Okay. But you're going to have to go back because you lost me.
I'm
had
sorry.
Abandoned count abandoned count 1,
Right,
And proceed on count 2. I guess that's what that is, right?
right, right.
And 18 months deferred adjudication,
Yes, Your Honor.
$800 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, ATP eval, ignition interlock half the term, restitution, if any, to Alec Garcia, and
Alan, Alan, Allen.
thank you.
You're welcome.
I made that correction. And the other person,
Terry Garcia.
is that T like a Thomas?
T, right, T as in Thomas, E as in elephant, R as in red, and then Y as in yellow.
Okay, and that's Terry Garcia. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. And
And what's
taking into consideration case number 425883. And I have submitted a dismissal on that case just a few minutes ago, Your Honor.
okay, great. So, Mr. Roundtree, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Espinosa, to the offense of obstruction of a roadway as a Class B misdemeanor, how do you plead, sir?
Culpable.
Is anybody forcing you to enter this plea?
No, Su Señoría.
Are you doing this of your own free will?
Sí, Su Señoría.
I accept your plea. I am not making any findings of guilt. I will place you on deferred adjudication for a period of 18 months, assess an $800 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, ATP evaluation, ignition interlock half term on your probation, restitution, if any, to Alan Garza and Terry Garcia, and as part of this agreement taken into consideration is cause number 425883. Furthermore, Mr. Espinosa, I want to give you 24 hours community service credit if you have been or become fully vaccinated for COVID. All you have to do is show the probation department proof of your vaccination if you have one or if you get one, and you will get 24 hours credit against your 48 hours.
Muy bien, lo entiendo. Gracias.
All right, thank you. Furthermore, you had filled out a, well, let me ask you, is there anything further, Mr. Roundtree?
No, Your Honor. Actually, yes, Judge. Mr. Espinosa's sister lives in Mexico. She has been diagnosed with cancer and is going to be going through chemotherapy. And he asked me if I would ask the court to allow him to travel to Mexico for the purpose of visiting his sister.
Yes, I will allow that. I will need to have the different periods of times that he wants to go in writing, but I certainly will grant that. But I will like for him to have UAs on return.
Yes, Judge. Would it be possible for him to notify, I believe if you grant permission, as long as he notifies the probation officer in advance, is that the way you intend to do it?
No, I normally ask people to give me, because I rely on a lot of the reports that I get during the probation. And obviously I would not refuse this, but I do want to have some things, documentation in place. So,
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Roundtree, if he informs his officer, they'll send something to the judge.
Okay. Thank you.
Great. All right. So, is there anything further, Mr. Roundtree?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. And the state, Mr. King, do you have anything further?
Your Honor, just a couple housekeeping things regarding this case. I see Ms. Castillo had said that she found the English version of the plea agreement, right? But it is not signed by Mr. Roundtree's client. So if he could possibly swing by, and sign that paperwork, then that take care of that, right?
Okay.
I do know we went over it. So it's maybe it didn't come through. Is it possible we can go in the breakout room and do that, or does he need, or he can come by in person? Either way.
Oh, maybe let's try the breakout room, see if that'll save a little bit of time and you know.
Well, Aleda has that. I mean, I could always redo it, but I
Oh,
don't
no.
know.
Yeah.
Ms. Castillo, if Ms. Castillo will send it to me, just email me the paperwork. I have the ability to set it up where he can sign electronically, and then I will send it back to her.
Okay.
I just did a reminder to him. It was on Calebra-blackwolf@hotmail.com.
That's it.
So he should be getting it. And once he signs it, it'll go automatically to the judge.
Okay. Well, we will do that.
What was the obstruction paperwork already done to Aleda or no?
No, it was just the plea paperwork.
Okay, I just want to make sure, but I will submit the amendment to the obstruction here shortly, Your Honor.
So, is there anything further, Mr. King?
No, Your Honor, that's all.
All right, so Mr. Espinosa, I have followed your agreement, sir, so that means you do not have a right to appeal. I want to wish you the best of luck, sir. I'm going to ask you, you filled out a personal data sheet, but I don't have it. Do you remember filling that out, sir? It asks you all about your relatives, who you live with, and your address, and all kinds of information. Do you remember that?
Your Honor, if I may. He has not filled that portion out.
La llené con el paquete en inglés.
So, Your Honor, I do think I think maybe Chris Lowry sent us the paperwork originally and we signed all that maybe. And then maybe Brett Bosis later sent it to us, not thinking that it had been done, because I'm, you know, my memory is suspect. I am 50, but I'm pretty sure that we went over all of this. So it's possible that maybe Ms. Castillo is seeing the second set of paperwork that got sent. And if we can go back a little further, maybe that other set will show up, or we're happy to redo it.
Yeah, well, we're on the record, just so long as we get it done. That's what's important, because that personal data sheet is very important to Mr. Espinosa, because if the probation department ever needs to get a hold of him in a hurry, then they can do it. And so it's to Mr. Espinosa's benefit and is part of his due process. So, okay. Is there, I think that we can terminate this hearing now. And I'm going to ask Mr. Espinosa to stay and speak with Mr. Corey Richardson, because he's going to give him important information on what to expect and how to proceed. It's very important these days. Communication suffers a great deal because of this pandemic, and so it's really important that he be able to understand. So I'm going to obviously ask Ms. Abrams to stick around also and be part of that. So, okay, well, at this time, I want to wish Mr. Espinosa the best of luck, and do good, sir, and stay safe and healthy and out of trouble. Take care. Thank you, Mr. Roundtree.
Oh, thank you, Judge.
Okay, you should be getting a prompt in a second to go to the breakout room. I think it just happened, right? All right. So, at this time, we can proceed with Ms. Garcia. Did we lose Mr. Peters?
I think he was in a breakout room waiting to talk to Mr. King.
Oh, okay. Oh,
No.
thank you for reminding me. Okay, we'll wait. I think he needed to clarify something with you, Mr. King.
No, I already told Mr. Cisneros that I was finished with him, right? Because we discussed it, that I just needed a waive. I don't need to amend anything.
Okay.
And I think he was waiting on Mr. Richardson, and I told him he should text you or chat with you to see if you all needed him. But
It's Charles Peters that's waiting on you, sir.
Yeah,
Charles Peters.
Yeah.
Yes.
He wanted to talk to you before he did the plea on Miss Jeanette Garcia.
Oh, okay. I'll join that. Sorry.
Jason gone to the breakout room? I don't see him in there. Huh. Corey, are you there?
He went into the breakout room, Judge.
Because I see Mr. Ortiz, Mr. Espinosa and Miss Abrams, but I don't see Mr. Richardson there.
Oh, he went to the room 2 with Cisneros and Ruben Rodriguez, the first people.
Oh, okay. Oh, we got a bunch of people waiting, huh? Okay. I see that. Okay.
So, Judge, were you able to get Jeanette Garcia's paperwork?
I have it, yes. And I see that it is signed by by Judge Angelini, so
Uh-huh.
I think it's been done, but that you said it was not the same cause number, right?
It is. It's just I don't think it went through. So he had signed it, but it didn't go through.
No,
So this.
I mean, if he signed it, it's got to, I mean, it's got to be on the record, and all we need to do is get the clerks to enter it. And so probably the dilemma is that Judge Angelina never followed up on the file, right?
I have no clue on that one. I thought there was just reset or something. But I did send the paperwork also to Jeff King so he could be aware.
Okay. I mean, because this is signed, I mean, and it was December the 8th. And the personal data sheet is here, everything. So basically, all we have to do is get this entered. December the 8th, I wonder who that was. What court reporter was it? When did Nancy leave? Do you remember? Was in December, wasn't it?
No, November 1st.
December 1st?
November.
November 1st. Oh, okay. Do you have access to the YouTube for December 8th?
Let me check. Should have access to it, but it's not allowing me to go in. Maybe because we're on YouTube. I don't know.
All right, Your Honor, I think we're ready.
Yes, we're ready, Judge.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, I was just double checking on this plea. Apparently Judge Angelini did it on December the 8th. He signed it, but it never got entered, so we're just gonna tear this one up and just do it again. So, Miss Garcia, I'm sorry. Will you please unmute yourself and raise your right hand and be sworn?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You may lower your hand. All right, so this is cause number 646-083, the state of, that's the wrong cause number, sorry. This is cause number 651-067, the state of Texas versus Jeanette Garcia. Counsel, please make your announcements.
Jeff King on behalf of the state, Your Honor.
Charles Peters for Ms. Garcia.
Are you Jeanette Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
You've been charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated as a first offense. And you will see on the screen momentarily, there it is, the range of punishment for that is from a minimum of 72 hours up to a maximum of 180 days in Bexar County Jail and or a fine up to $2,000. You've seen that before, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We are going to go to page 2 where it shows defendant's signature. Did you sign that, ma'am? Oh, we're not there yet. Okay. There we go. Did you sign that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by signing that document, you're waiving your right to a jury trial, your right to remain silent, as well as all those other rights listed in that document?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have an agreement with the state, and I follow it, but then you have a change of heart, you want to take back your plea, you would need my permission to be able to do that, but I do not have to give that permission. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
If I assess a harsher punishment than what you have agreed to, then you can take back your plea, and nothing you said or signed for today's hearing will be used against you. Also, if you plead no contest to this offense, I can still find you guilty of this offense. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Peters, have you had an opportunity to discuss the charge with Ms. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
In your opinion, does she have a factual as well as a rational understanding of the charge?
Yes, Judge.
Has she been able to assist you in her defense?
Yes.
I approve the waiver. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, there is. We've agreed to 10 months of deferred adjudication, a $500 fine, court cost, 48 hours of community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, TAP, ignition interlock for half of the term. And that is all.
Oh, is that 48 hours or 40 hours?
48.
Okay.
2
good.
days.
All right. So, Mr. Peters, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. And we would also tender to the court, or we can send this to Mr. Richardson, that Ms. Garcia has already completed her the victim impact panel and the DWI education course.
All three, DWI, victim impact panel, and ATPL?
Not the TAP yet, Judge.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. So she will get credit for that. Okay. Anything else?
That is the full extent of the agreement, Judge.
So, Ms. Garcia, to the offense of driving while intoxicated as a first offense, as a Class B misdemeanor, how do you plead, ma'am?
No contest.
Is anybody forcing you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you doing this of your own free will?
Yes, ma'am.
I will accept your plea. I am not making any findings of guilt. I'll place you in deferred adjudication for a period of months. assess a $500 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education course, victim impact panel, tap eval, and an ignition interlock on your vehicle for 1/2 your term of probation. You will get credit for the DWI education course and the victim impact panel. Furthermore, I want to offer you 24 hours community service credit against your 48 hours community service requirement if you are or become fully vaccinated for COVID. All you have to do is show proof to the probation department and you will get those 24 hours credit, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Is there anything further from defense?
No, Your Honor.
Anything further from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, but before we part, I want to make sure, do you swear that everything you put in your personal data sheet is true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this hearing is adjourned. I'm going to ask you to meet with Mr. Corey Richardson. He's going to give you important information on how to proceed and what to expect.
Okay, thank you.
This is a very good thing for you. I hope that you successfully complete it. I want to help you understand that it's not going to be easy because we still are in this pandemic. Communication has suffered a great deal. So if you call your supervising officer and you do not get an answer, maybe the mailbox is full or whatever, be sure and follow up with a text or an email, okay?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. All right. And they are there to help you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. They want you to succeed also, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. At this point, we're going to terminate this hearing. Best of luck to you. And you'll see a prompt to go to a breakout room. And Mr. Peters, if you don't mind going also, that would be great.
That's
to
fine,
join
Judge.
Mr. Richardson, and he will be giving that important information, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. I guess we're done. Are we having anybody else waiting?
I think that was it, Judge.
Okay. So, Mr. King, you're going to do those documents so we can get them done today?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm going to work on them as soon as I get off here because it's more cumbersome, to say the least.
Okay. All right.
Was there anything further for the state, or
I
may I
believe
be?
we are done. I think we can all probably log off. Is there anything
Right.
else, Aleda, that we need to do?
Oh, sorry, I was talking muted. If we can get off YouTube, and I do have a question.
Okay.